Yeah.
I think he had another moment.
Oh, he did? Oh,
Oh, they say things they're not supposed to, that's all.
yeah. Oh, I heard about that one. Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty innocent, not too bad. Okay, looks like good. Andrus is here. Well, we do have a quorum, so we're good there.
We're
Yeah, there's
good
three of
there.
us. Yeah, that's good. Mike still has time. He has 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, he usually comes in right at 7. So
Yeah,
I'll send him a quick text.
yeah, there you go. Or give him a jingle so he wakes him up.
there you go. What was that?
Hey, Mike. Okay, Mike Hogan is going to his office. Did not realize it was a Zoom only meeting. So he said he'd be about 4 minutes, but we can go ahead and get started if you would like
Okay.
to, Chairman.
Sure. So I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And just the sound out there, I don't know if we have members of the public participating. Mary Beth, if anybody else has signed on.
We do.
But-
We have 4 people.
Okay. So anyway, this is a 100% Zoom meeting tonight. There's no public option because of the Omicron variant is kind of going crazy right now and everybody's getting it. So we'll go ahead and stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
The flag
of the United States of America
And
to the republic
for which
which
it
it
stands,
stands, one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, so we have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Youngblood,
Here.
Commissioner Kelly,
Here,
Commissioner Hogan, Commissioner London, and Chairman Obranovich.
Here. Okay, so we have a quorum tonight. Mike's on his way, so he'll join us shortly. He's on his way home to sign up. So do we have any, first is public comments for any items not on tonight's agenda? If anybody does have any public comments, it is customary to try to stay within 3 minutes, please. Mary Beth, do we have any public comment?
For our members of the public, if you have a comment to make at this time, please raise your hand. No comments, sir.
Okay, all right, so seeing no public comment, we'll move on to the adoption of tonight's agenda. So we would need a motion and a second, please.
Oh, excuse me, Chairman.
Yeah, oh,
I
Do we have
have a
somebody?
public comment, yes.
okay, we will backtrack and we will take public comment. Go ahead, please.
Dave,
Hi,
go ahead.
Hi, I'm very sorry. I didn't realize there was a button I was looking for. In the last meeting you had a week ago, I think you ended up on item number 7 or 8. Were you able to go through all of those items at the last meeting, or are we following up with the items that weren't addressed at the last meeting?
Dave, I think you're referring to last week's land use committee meeting,
Yes.
and tonight's meeting is planning commission,
Okay.
not land use. And just to help answer your question, at the last land use meeting, they did discuss the land use change request up to item number 8. The next meeting will be on February 3rd, 6 o'clock on Zoom, and we will begin with item number 8.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Dave.
Mary Beth, you have an echo. I don't know if it's on your end or if it's affecting everybody. No?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was the connection. Oh, I hear it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll just have to work with it. Okay, so that's a public comment. So we're discussing the adoption of tonight's agenda. So we would need, if everybody's had a chance to look at it, and if everything looks okay, we can have a motion in a second, please.
I so move to adopt.
My second.
Yeah, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Youngblood,
Yes.
Chairman Obranovich.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Next is public comment on consent agenda. On the consent agenda tonight is the December 15th, 2021 special meeting draft minutes, January 20th, 2021 planning project status report, and December 2021 general plan update status report. So any comments, public comment on consent agenda? Nothing, Mary Beth?
No. Any members of the public with comments on the consent agenda, please raise your hand. Seeing none.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from planning commissioners? Okay, can we have a motion and a second to approve consent agenda?
I move.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Youngblood,
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Chairman Obranovich.
Yes. All right, thank you. So next is the public hearing, and it's the only item on tonight's agenda other than a couple of the usual business items such as planning director's report, commissioner's report. So public hearing 2113, which is the Veterinary Development Company LLC variance and minor land division on 3881 Bankhead Road. So the recommendation tonight is to conduct a public hearing and receive public input. Find the public is exempt pursuant to the CEQA section 1506-61 and adopt resolution 2201 approving minor land division and variance per the findings in Exhibit A and conditions of approval in Exhibit B. So before we go to planning director's report, Mary Beth, I just have one quick clarification. I was just reading and I note that it states here that the total number of acreage is different in two different places. It states 4.57 and 4.67. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I thought, I was going along at 4.67 and somewhere my brain went to 4.57 and it's correctly stated as 4.67.
Okay, if that's the case, then the acreage you can have is 4.67. You have enough land for 2.3 acre lots. Is that not correct?
Oh, I misspoke that. It's 4.57.
Okay, well, then
Yeah.
that makes sense too. Okay, so then we do need variance. All righty. So
Yeah, that was the need for the variance.
yeah, so just so everybody knows that the total acreage there is 4.57. So there's not enough for a lot split. Okay, so then we can proceed with staff report, please, Mary Beth.
Certainly. I just switched over so you can see the staff report in its entirety. At the very top in red, you see it was revised as of today. And we just had a couple of issues, but I'll address those as we go through. So what we're looking at is application for a lot split for a 4.57 acre lot into two parcels of 2.3 and 2.27 acres respectively. The variance allows a parcel of less than 2.3 acres in the residential estates land use designation. Either way, with this 4.57, we weren't going to get, one was going to be a little smaller than the other. 2.27 was the largest they could make parcel to and still have it apply. Some of the things that come into play there with the 2.3 acre lot is location of utilities, water, sewer, and things like that, but we'll get through that as we go through the report. The only, this particular lot split proposes no work, no additional construction, just the installation of a new on-site well and replacement of the existing sewer pipe between the dwelling and its point of connection on Sierra College.
Okay.
As you'll see with the figure 1, the site plan provides substantial setback distance for each residence. So here's the overall colored map. And if you'd like it flipped, I can do that. And as you can see on this map, we have this house here that accesses from off of this drive, and this home here that accesses off of this drive. So independent access is already serving both parcels. This is just the tentative map in black and white form. One thing to note, I have a red comment here. This particular map, although the colored aerial map shows the ponds and things like that, this particular map does not include the floodway, which is flood zone AE. The engineer left it off the map and also erred on the application where it says, is this within a flood zone? They checked no. So unfortunately, we caught that, and the correction to that has been included in condition of approval number 20, and their final map will be required to reflect that flood zone AE on the map. In addition to the reduced parcel size, 2.3 acres, surrounding parcels in that area are also existing and smaller than proposed. Specifically, these ones right out in front here on Bankhead, and then the one immediately to the right. So it was important to show you that we're not creating something smaller than other things in that area. There's the assessor parcel map. And as you can see here, it is shown as a flood zone AE on the flood zone map. The property is surrounded by residential estates. They do have sewer from South Placer Municipal Utility District. An existing well is on proposed parcel 1, currently serves both parcels, but a new well will be required for proposed parcel 2. The parcel also has irrigation water serving both parcels, and that would be split also. They are served by PG&E. Comments received on the application package from affected agencies. We received comments from Placer County Water, South Placer Fire, PG&E, the United Auburn Indian Council, South Placer Mud, and the Town of Loomis engineer Merrill Buck. Comment came in on Friday from Placer County Environmental Health, which is directly related to the drilling of a new well for proposed parcel 2. And their conditions, I can show you the letter. They had 5 items that they need to meet regarding the installation of a well on proposed parcel 2. And all 5 of these comments have been included and added under 18A through F of the conditions of approval. Environmental review. Typically, a property of 4 or fewer parcels are categorically exempt, except this land division doesn't apply because it does have a variance. So we're requesting the class 15, it doesn't qualify for the class 15 exemption, but in this case, it does meet CEQA under section 15061B3, Title 4 of the California Code of Regulations. The variance request, under a variance in order to meet a parcel less than 2.3 acres, the following findings have to be determined. And A, there are special circumstances applicable to the property. B, granting the variance is necessary for the preservation and enjoyment of substantial property rights. And C, the variance is consistent with the general plan and any applicable specific plan. So all 3 of those findings are met under the variance application. We did, as required, we published the notice in the Loomis News on January 14th and mailed to adjacent property owners with 300 feet also on that day. Have attachment A for you, which is the resolution of the Planning Commission approving the minor land division and variance for the Bankhead property. SGI Companies is the applicant. Tim Bear was the engineer on this project. Pretty straightforward on the findings and conditions, but I'll get to the findings. So that just goes back through the notice of exemption, the minor land division analysis, the variance, and then the conditions of approval. So all very routine. Any agencies or town engineer comments have been incorporated in the conditions of approval. And I'll show you where we added the items from Placer County Environmental Health. They are all in red. So as I had not received a response from Environmental Health, I just, standard applicant shall meet all requirements of environmental health for the installation of the new well proposed on parcel 2. And then here's A through E, which are the 5 comments that Laura Rath provided. Town engineer requires lane widening or dedication of that lane on Sierra College just for future use. And then last but not least, the final map submittal must include flood zone AE with base flood elevation between 324.7 and 324. We also ask that you, oh, that's the application. But we also are asking that you approve the CEQA exemption on this project and the filing of a notice of exemption. Which is the very last page of this document. There it is. So under a CEQA exemption, this form needs to be filed within 5 days of approval. So we'll get that filed by the end of this week. And it is categorically exempt under 15061B3. I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has.
Commissioners, any questions from staff?
Are both parcels, are all the parcels in there, do they have to carry flood insurance?
Yes, for the existing homes on those parcels, because they are in the AE flood zone, they are required to have flood insurance.
They've been separate parcels all this time. What's changed that now they want to, drill the well, make them kind of, do you know why they want to?
I do. Yeah, and Sarah, just for your information, Mike Hogan is here. I'm not sure, he came in during my staff report presentation, but Linda, to answer your question, I do not know why, other than to provide both homes with their own parcel.
I'm a little concerned about the lane, that if Sarah College is widened, does that take a lot of their property and they're okay with that?
They did receive all the comments and the comments from the town engineer, and I had no pushback. So specifically what he's referring to is the pinch point.
Yeah.
Yeah, this map doesn't show it. Maybe one of them, yeah, this pinch point here.
Mary Beth, do we know how much land that is? The pinch point?
I do not know.
Okay. So I guess my question, it's not a concern, it's just a question, point of clarification, is that they're going to go ahead and give irrevocable deed of land so that they can have the 82 feet cross section for Sierra College Boulevard. So we're going to grant the variance before that dedication to the town, or do they do that simultaneous with this? Or at what point will they make that dedication?
That dedication will happen prior to filing the final map.
Okay.
Are the
Yeah.
sizes changed because of that? The sizes of the parcel?
The parcel will still be the same size. It will just be a easement granted to the town for future widening of Sierra College.
Okay, so it's an easement, not really a dedication of land.
Yeah, I was trying to see where our town engineer provided his comment specific.
On one of his reports.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here, let's see.
Do you see it?
Yeah, it's a half the distance, 41 feet. They need an 82 foot can be built within the existing right of way. If not, the developer shall prepare plats and legal descriptions and record an irrevocable offer of dedication to the town of Loomis for a right of way easement, okay, along the frontage of the property as appropriate to remove the pinch point, allow the construction. Okay.
Correct.
All right. So all right, that's fine. I was just kind of curious as how that was going to work out.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else have any questions from on staff report from Planning Commission before we'll go to the applicant?
I have a question from Mike Hogan.
Good. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I tried to say something before, but it wasn't working. Excuse me. I'm sorry I was a little late. If you can hear me, that's good enough. You don't need to see me. But I did try to turn on my camera, so I'm not sure what's going on here tonight.
We can hear you just fine, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mary. Sorry, everyone. Oh, so I should put my hand down. Oh, it is. Okay.
Did you have a question, comment, Mike?
No, I actually thought it would have been easier, though, that they get the variance to conform with their neighbors with the same use that their neighbors have. But either way works, I believe.
Okay.
Right, Mary? We can approve a variance if this parcel does not enjoy the same benefits as the surrounding parcels.
Correct.
Yeah, and I kind of saw this as that condition.
Yeah.
But I don't think it matters. You've got a variance justification either way.
Exactly. And typically on a variance, you can go up to 25%. So, they could have gone less and made the other parcel bigger, but in this case, they tried to 50-50 it as close as they could.
Okay.
I think it's 0.03 acres, and that's pretty small.
Pretty small.
Pretty small.
All right. Okay, then if there's no other comments from commissioners, I'd like to hear from the applicant's opportunity to speak to the project.
I actually have a question.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
go
trying
ahead,
to find
Steph.
the raise hand. I'm sorry, I was trying to find the raise hand feature and I can't find it. So, oh, there it is now. Go figure. So, and correct me if I'm mistaken, because I just had my well drilled and I know it's kind of an undertaking. Two-part question. I saw that you already allocated for an additional well. But the property's being split. So did they take into account that when you drill a well, and I don't know if the other well has been drilled on the other part of the property that's being split, or if it's just been approved to have that additional well, did they take into account that there has to be a certain amount of space for the additional well, because you have to drill pretty deep to perk water? So, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Those are all the requirements under environmental health as far as, drilling, testing, certification, and all of those kinds of things. So they do have to meet all those requirements of environmental health in order to get a well in. So right now there's one well that serves both properties.
Right.
In splitting it, that new well will have to be drilled, certified, and online in order to complete their final map.
Okay, so that's still in the process for the other piece of property where they're splitting it, because you said one piece has the well on it still that was servicing both.
Correct. The existing well is on proposed parcel 1.
Okay,
So proposed parcel 2 will have to have a whole new well drilled and online and certified prior to final mapping.
okay. I just was curious because that is something to take into account as well. But yeah, I'll go back on mute.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, so we'll go back to are the applicants present, Mary Beth?
That I don't know. I have a hand raised with a phone number ending in 6592, and you may speak. You will need to unmute.
Hello,
Hello.
this is Timothy Blair with Surveyors Group,
Hi, Tim. How are you?
SGI Companies. Good.
Yes.
I'm the applicant. I'm speaking on behalf of the owner, Mr. Fry, and I'm here to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Okay, planning commissioners, any questions from Tim? Okay, I guess not. Well, thank you, Tim, for standing by. So hang in here because we're going to have public comment next, and there might be some questions that might bubble up from that. But it looks like the planning commissioners, I think, have already, gotten their questions answered from Mary Beth, and overall, it looks pretty straightforward. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, so stand by, and I guess I'll go ahead and I'll open it up to public comment at this point. Anybody up there, Mary Beth?
Any members of our public, please raise your hand and I will open your microphone so you can speak. Seeing none, sir.
Okay, thank you. Well, we'll bring it to a closed public comment, and we'll bring this back to the planning commissioner for any further discussion and a motion in a second. So before us, the recommendation is, let's see, to have the public hearing, find the project is exempt from CEQA, and to adopt the resolution 2021. I think just before we do that, I'll just kind of reemphasize that the applicant and Timothy's representing, I guess it's Dr. Fry, that they agreed to all the different conditions and the changes. Is that right, Tim?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. All right.
And
so then we'll-
Chairman, I have Jean Wilson with a hand raised.
Okay, well, go ahead, Jean.
Go ahead, Jean. You can unmute.
Just a quick question about, is there any problem having wells on flood plains or whatever it is? Probably environmental health would rule on whatever that problem would be anyway.
Jean, that's correct. Environmental health will weigh in on that. I noticed the well that is on proposed parcel 1 is outside of the pond area, so I think that they would have to be sensitive to that and not put it within the area of the pond. But Tim, do you have anything on that as far as well placement?
No, we understand that we'd be required to follow the instructions of the environmental health to get an approved location to drill the well. So we're not concerned with that at this time.
Thank
That
you.
was all. That was all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jean. All right. Okay, we'll go back to seeking a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 2201. A minor land division and variance for 3881 Bankhead Road, and approve the exemption for CEQA. Is there anything else I'm missing on that?
No, I think that's fine.
Okay.
I'll
So-
second.
Okay, so we have first and a second. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Youngblood,
Yes.
Commissioner Hogan,
Yes.
Chairman Obranovich.
Yes. All right. Good job, everybody. Okay, thank you. And project's been approved. Thank you, Tim. So good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Good
All
night.
right. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, so next we'll go ahead and we'll move on to the planning director's report.
Good evening once again. This is weird.
The best part of our night, Mary Beth.
Oh, thank you. Just my regular general plan update report for you guys. We started with 17 committees, 16 have concluded. We still are going forward with the Land Use Umbrella Committee. Their last meeting was last Thursday. At this point, they're doing the landowner request for land use changes. So there were a total of, I think, 17 of them. We ended at item number 8. So our next meeting on February 3rd, we'll pick up where we left off with item number 8 and go forward. The Land Use Committee has already made a couple of additional recommendations. One for a property on the end of Bankhead that is currently RE. The property owner wanted to revert back to RA, which was prior to the when the 2001 general plan was approved. They went RE. Now they want to go back to RA and retain those agricultural rights out there. And then there was another one. Hang on, my phone's blowing up. Anyway, excuse me. Sometimes things happen in meetings that I have to pay attention to. So, Jean, go ahead.
Oh, the other one that we discussed was the corner of for the school and subdivision site.
That's right. So Barton and Rockland Roads, the former Sisters Project parcel. There's 2 parcels on the corner to the west of Montclair, and they, the applicant Premier Homes, in conjunction with Gordon Med, representing the Loomis Unified School District, the committee did recommend that parcel go to RR, 1 acre minimums instead of the existing RA 4.6. And that is contingent on securing the property with the school district. So, as these recommendations come forward, they'll go to the planning commission, and Gordon felt very confident that by the time that matter got in front of the planning commission, they would have secured their agreement with Premier Homes to develop a school site on the corner of Rockland and Barton Roads.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
then,
that's-
oh,
I
go
just
ahead.
want to comment, was a pretty big proposal and to the land use committee, and it's something that was really in the purview of the planning commission, and it will be coming our way shortly. So I think it's good that the other commissioners here tonight, kind of who weren't at the meeting, or maybe it'd be a good idea if you wanted to go back and pull up the Zoom meeting, listen to it so you can hear that presentation to get a heads up of what that project's about. Yeah, thanks. Go ahead, Mary Beth.
So since the land use committee got about halfway through the actual owners that are requesting land use changes, some of them have been withdrawn. So, we'll just fly by those, but we carried everything forward from the subcommittees going forward to the umbrella committee. So their next meeting will be on February 3rd, 6 o'clock. And then we've also scheduled one additional meeting for February 17th at 6 o'clock. So that we thought we could get through all the land use change requests in one meeting, but seeing that it's going to take an additional meeting, we added another meeting on the end. So hopefully by mid-February, the land use committee will be wrapped up and we can continue our work with getting all the documents in order and the EIR and all of that, and start actual work with the planning commission on all the changes to the general plan based on committee and subcommittee recommendations.
Okay.
Miscellaneous projects, I talked about this before, the Loomis RV campground. That'll be coming to you at your February meeting. 34 unit RV campground, no mobile homes at 5847 Brace Road. We've sent out the agency referrals and received their comments, and have a really good application for you to look at coming up in February. The Hidden Grove project, back in July, we received their pre-application for an SB 330 project, and they had 6 months to submit a formal application upon the pre-application approval. And we received their application officially on December 17th. And we are preparing a application completeness letter for them that date-wise has to go out by the end of this week. So staff has been looking at various angles of it and determining what may be deficient in their application and providing them with the list of deficiencies. It will then be in their court to resubmit their application, including anything that we deemed incomplete in their application. And then that ball will get rolling forward again. So right now we're still kind of in a holding pattern on that, pending their receipt of our reply and then our receipt of their complete application.
And how much time do they have to turn that around back to us?
Yeah, there's no, the only clocks that are ticking were based on when they submitted their application on December 17th. And then because that fell right before the holiday, they, in their application, extended us out, I think, 7 days for a reply. So our reply is due on Sunday, which means for us this Friday, the 28th. Once we get it to them, there's no real timeline requirement for them resubmitting to us. So once we get that back, then our clock starts moving again, and forward we go.
All right.
Miscellaneous odds and ends. Town Hall, due to the recent COVID uptick, Town Hall closed on Fridays, and then staff has been alternating schedules. So like Sarah and I are not here on the same day. Town Hall's closed on Friday, so Sarah's been here Monday, Tuesday, and I'm here Wednesday, Thursday, keeping the public happy. But beginning on Monday, we will go back to 40 hours open and no restrictions. Yay!
Oh.
We're happy about that. Back in December, I mentioned that Town Manager Tuesdays was going to resume in January, but once again, COVID kind of did that uptick. And so this month's Town Manager Tuesday, which would have been this morning, did not happen, but it is scheduled for February 22nd for next month. So 9 o'clock. And then just town hall wise,
Mary Beth?
Yes.
Will those town Tuesdays, Town Manager Tuesdays be at the train depot, or will they be on Zoom?
They will be at the train depot.
Okay.
And if that changes, Sean's always really good about putting stuff out on Facebook and letting everybody know what's going on. So at this point, I would say at the depot. And then we have an upcoming town holiday closure in February for Lincoln's birthday, and that will be observed on Monday, February 14th. So we will all love Lincoln that day. And that's all I've got for you, team.
What's happening with Costco?
Yeah, we're just getting the formal, all the attorneys are involved in what's going to have to be rewritten, rescinded, that kind of thing. So we're gathering all that information. I'm not sure even because town council approved everything, what our process is going forward with planning commission for recommendation to council and things like that. Andreas is here. Andreas, would you like to elaborate on any of that?
You've mostly covered it. We're not really sure yet on what the process is going to be. That's something that Jeff is still working out with the CEQA council that was helping town on this, as well as Costco's attorneys. So stay tuned for further details on that once that process has been figured out.
Thank you.
Okay.
And other than that, we've just got, you see there's happenings at the former Loomis garage with their remodel facade update and all those kinds of things. So things are happening there. And the WW molding site, that kind of fell out. So Sean will be looking at doing a new RFP or doing something different. I'm not sure what, but the one that we had on the hook, so to speak, that didn't go through. So we're still looking for something to happen at the WW molding site.
Right.
And we should be seeing Ace Hardware putting up their new building at the corner also, their storage facility.
All right. Is that it, Mary Beth?
That's it for me, sir.
Great. Thank you. Okay, next would be, we'll close that item, and the commissioners report. Anything from any of the planning commissioners on anything going on or items of interest? Okay. All right. So next planning commission meeting, I think, was it February 22nd?
Correct, 7
Okay.
o'clock.
All right.
And hopefully
okay.
we'll be back at the depot.
I hope so. This is not my my best way to do this, but
Me
not my
neither.
favorite- not my
Me
favorite
neither.
way. Yeah, not either from Michael. So
I don't know
Okay.
what's going on here. I think I maybe clicked the wrong link and I'm on YouTube, but I'm not sure. At least I could hear and got to
Oh.
vote.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure.
They're good.
I can see all of you guys. You all look very nice this evening.
Sure. Okay, well, I'm going to adjourn tonight's meeting. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.